just hear me out for a second. I can blast them right now.
What is professionalism when you are being a commentator? So you are the top bitch. How do you decide who you're going to call out at a ball? Can we talk?
Let's talk about it.
So, no order without chaos, so we talk. I am here with the international. Do you hear me? Did you like the way it sounded?
I love it.
The international commentator, Snookie West.
The legendary Snookie West. Oh my God.
You are legend.
The Icons want to present legendary status to Snookie West.
It kind of happened so quick, but I am a legend.
Oh my God.
I know. Thank you.
Congratulations to your face.
Thank you. All right.
You are a legend.
I know. It's only because I know that we know each other personally. I know it'd be a lot with you, so you can catch up on it. You doing your own thing. So, yeah, it happened in North Carolina Awards this year, like I think 2 months ago. And I was deemed by the icon James West.
And it's so deserved.
Thank you.
It is literally so deserved. I want to do an icebreaker. I'm going to show you a picture.
Okay, cool.
And when I show you the picture, obviously it's going to show up on the screen. I just want you to tell me what you see on this picture.
Oh my God.
Who is this person?
Yes, that is so Snookie. I think at that time that was Laura Ingalls, which was my name before Snookie.
What was it?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. But my name before Snookie Lenore was definitely Laura Ingalls.
Whoa, what was that about?
I know, it's so weird. Okay, so back in 2013, I came into the scene and Marquita, you know Marquita? Do you know Marquita?
I don't know.
Okay, you probably seen her before. Well, Marquita's a legend. She's a legendary Vogue femme in the Kiki scene, and she brought me to the scene. We were in high school together, and back then, she also gave Davina her name as well, which is so funny. But we just turned my real name into a girl name. So my real name is Lawrence. If you got me on Facebook, you'll see that my name is Lawrence. And so there's okay, your name is Lawrence, you have to turn it Laura. Right. And then Father James Icon said, and then I went to back in the day, he was like, you're Laura Ingalls, like I guess the weather lady or news reporter. Okay. She does like something like that. He was like, you're Laura Ingalls. And I came with Laura Ingalls. But then I was like, okay, if you get older, like the older you get, you don't call yourself Laura Ingalls. So I had to switch it, and I used, of course, Snookie from Snookie and JWoww, Jersey Shore.
I love Snookie.
Yes.
It's so like around the way, like, girl, that's Snookie. What's up, Snookie? You good?
Right?
You straight? So Snookie, like, obviously we have a personal relationship. I remember when I first met you, and it just was like really organic, really dope. Really thank you, because I'm in New York. The first time when I came back to New York, I was like, sis, can I come over? And we just kind of made you like, yeah, you have my key, whatever.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
But now, can we talk?
Yes, let's talk about it.
So you have moved so swiftly through the scene, so swiftly. Now, from my understanding, you come from the Kiki scene, right? Tell me, how did this all start with you commentating?
Like I told you, I came in the scene in 2013. Marquita brought me to the scene.
Okay.
She brought me to The Door, which was an LGBTQ, straight bi. It was a center where a lot of people went. They did like afternoon activities. Okay. She brought me, and that's when I first got introduced to the scene, to know that like it was like a whole bunch of like people from our communities, same as me, queer and stuff. And I started to go, and they had Kiki functions there, and I started to go all the time. I would go every day after school. That was like the meetup spot. You would go there, then go to the village and run around the village and stuff all day.
Go Kiki with
and
the
so
girls.
Yeah, like that was the agenda. Came into the scene, of course, got introduced to the Kiki scene. Started to learn it, became a mafia. That was like one of the Kiki houses back in the day. Then started to learn how to walk a runway and Vogue. Started doing that, and then I met my homegirl in Miami, legendary Miami Juicy. She passed away, so rest in peace to her. And we was like joking in the house, and I was like play commentating, and it was like, you should really do it, like. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. And she's like, my ball coming up, I'll just pay you to do it. Like, I'll have my friend do it than rather have somebody else do it. I'm like, okay, cool. And so back then, 250 was like a big thing, I guess, for me. 250 to me was a big thing because I didn't really have it back then. I was really young. So I was like, yes, I'll do it. I did the ball. And then ever since that day, I've been a commentator. That's so crazy.
You picked up the mic, you ain't want to put it down.
Yes. And I commentated that ball, and the sound system was fucked up. And I commentated on a megaphone.
Wait.
Those bullhorn thingies. Because the sound system didn't work. And that's how I made my name from that day. That's like, you just commentated. I think I was the first MC to ever do that.
Now, that was in the Kiki scene, right? Mm-hmm. So you doing the Kiki scene.
Yeah, Kiki for years. And then Jack caught me.
He called you on the phone?
No, Jack caught me. He laid eyes on me and was like, oh yes.
What'd he say?
I mean, like, you know, like, Jack would kind of do like the special balls that the Kiki scene did, like probably an awards ball.
Okay.
Or, you know what I mean? So, and he was like, you know, he seen me and stuff and all of that. And then it was like, yes, like, and then see me at a rumble. I snuck into a rumble.
Like you were
like
underage.
I was like underage. I wasn't supposed to be in Escalitas, but I don't think he knows that because Jack was just like such a businessman.
This is exclusive to y'all.
Right. Jack is such a businessman, so Jack is just saying like, I'm not worried about how the hell he got in here.
She's here.
Like if I see him, he's here. Then obviously he probably had the proper ID. Like you know,
she did what she needed to do.
Right. So it's kind of like he saw me and was just like, here, take the mic.
On the spot?
Yes. And I was just like, what?
What you say?
You know me, I'm like thirsty for it. And I'm just
hungry.
Like,
what's good?
Yes. And I just start commentating and it just became a thing. Like it was a thing. Like I just started commentating rumble balls and then I was kind of like a feeling full of it, but I didn't mind. I didn't mind being a feeling like, you know, if somebody didn't show up,
right? He
would be like, here, you know, 7.5 for off day or Deshaun or Greg. Those were the MCs back then.
Right.
If they had a day off, he's kind of like, here. And I would give it could be one battle or just one category. And I would sock it. Because I was like, this man got to know who I am. Because I was just like, you know, like Jack is such a big deal to me. He's like my MC. You know, to him, it probably was like Christian, Eric Bazaar, like the ones before him. But for me, it's Jack, Selvin, Kevin, Deshaun, Greg. Like those were the MCs, you know what I mean, before me that I seen. And I've worked with all of them. Literally, I've worked with all of them. So it's kind of amazing. But ever since then, me and Jack have been, I became a Mizrahi. So then me and Jack really became close and Selvin and then, you know, and all that stuff. And then it's just been a thing.
So there was this cipher, right, that was dedicated to Selvin, and it was you and a couple other MCs, and that was like the transition. It was like, so all the MCs that you just named, and then it was those MCs was like the new generation, and that's the first time I ever heard the mama. So where did that come from?
Sometimes I just commentate and I just do stuff. And I do have a list. I don't know if people know I have a list.
Do you?
Yeah.
You speak really well.
I do. I speak really, really clear. And some people...
So you think you speak well?
I do. I think I speak well. I think I speak very clear.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of girls they kind of give it to me and say, you know, people have like, you know, when the girls try to read you, they say, "Oh, girl, you have a heavy tongue." Other girls always tell me I have a heavy tongue.
Is that what they say about you?
Yeah, like when they try to read me, they say I have a heavy tongue. But I like it. I said, this tongue makes me thousands of dollars.
It does.
It does.
It really
so,
does.
I mean, heavy tongue, all I want, I'm coined.
You are. And you also stand out amongst the younger generation of commentators. You are the most booked. You are international. And I wanted to... international, and I wanted to know what is the secret, because you are very, and I love this about you, you're going to talk your shit.
If you play with me, I play with you. Okay? You play with me, I play with you, and then now we both just playing. And then that's called energy. Reciprocation. Energy. And if you play with me, I'm going to play with you, which means I don't got time for you. And then it's just result in me being outside. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm outside every day. I'm not playing with y'all. Absolutely.
You're going to talk your shit, but you have a certain level of professionalism that obviously is being showcased.
Right.
How do you stand out amongst the other commentators?
I think becoming more popular as the day go, as the second text. I do think that I become popular as the day go. I get more followers, more comments. I barely read all of them. How can I lose when I'm already chose? just gonna go on home. I'm just gonna go on home. How can I lose when I'm already chose? Which means I won already. But it's a good feeling, and I'm humble as shit. But I think how I maintain to stay on top, I think consistency is key. Consistency, professionalism.
Tell me, I want to know, because I think it's important for other people, because you are now. And I think for younger people who want to commentate, what is professionalism when you are being a commentator? What does that look like?
Communication, being on time, being there, and not just I'm not just a performance type of MC. I can do an entire ball, I can commentate or MC any category. Some girls can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Some girls are just good to just commentate voguing battles. You know, some girls are just good at hosting skills. But I think I have the entire package when it comes to that. And I think I've got bits and pieces from the MCs I listed before my time, a little bit from each of them. You know what I mean? Like Greg Lanvin is like one of those MCs. Yo, he's so chill. Like, that's my uncle. I love my uncle down. He is so chill. You know Greg. That y'all love him. He is so cool. He see me like, he's like a Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's a great way to put him.
Yo, he sees me and says LA shades, everything. And he's just like, yo, nephew. Good. He's always like, yo, nephew. What's up? Like, yo, I'm so proud of you. Him. So like his calmness and just his swag, that's where I get that from him. You have Deshaun, who is a host. Deshaun is a MC. He's a host. I get that from him. You got Selvin, who would give it to you on the microphone, read you, really bangy, and like, you know, like Selvin's type of put you back in your dip if you move. Oh, that's so extra, but it's so needed.
It's so needed.
It's like if I say hold that, post me, why are you still moving?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Kevin, what I get from Kevin is like the power of the voice. That's why, like, it could be 5 people in a room, 1 million people. I'm going to give it to you. I mean, you might think I'm doing a show in front of thousands of people. It could just be 2 people there. But if I'm booked, I'm booked. I have to give you full energy. You have to hear every word. You're gonna get that drama. That's why I get that drama and that chaotic loudness and the rolling of the tongue all from Kevin. And then Jack is just like a boss. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Jack is such a boss, and that's why I get like he's a mentor to me. I get like my boss, like getting to the bag, going into these meetings and, you know, collabing with different people, going in these rooms and these meetings when you get booked for gigs and telling them this is how it goes. Not, you know, fetch something to them and then make them turn it on. No, this is, since y'all don't know about the culture and y'all want to be a part of it and y'all bringing me on board, this is how it goes. You can't tell me. You know what I mean? That's why I get that from Jack. So bits and pieces from different MCs kind of over the years made me who I am. To be on time for balls, to have a communication if I can't make it or if I can't be there or etc., and then figure out arrangements to make things work or reschedule. It's a lot having to maintain that, and then to like, you know, to be professional and do all these things and be in a positive spotlight. You also have to deal with your personal life, holding up that image, not being able to read people the way you want.
Well, let's talk, because you definitely do your ones when it comes down to the reading. And
I don't know, like, why people be feeling like why y'all be playing with me? Like, why y'all be...
I wanted to get into that. Can we talk?
Let's talk about it.
So now, legendary Snookie, you are... And tell me how you feel about this, because me and Bamsey just talked about this on the phone, because of course I called him. And I was like, I wonder what it's like for Snookie now being property of the public, because now you are.
Right.
When we make decisions to be people who want to be on air, on the camera, to talk, be on the microphone, we are held to a certain standard. And you have definitely let it be known that you will go the fuck off. And I've seen you drag this one girl, you dragged her down through the mud. So is that going to change, or would that continue?
Well, it's definitely, I'm working on it because I'm still human.
Yes.
I'm Brooklyn all day, New York all day. I want to give it to you. And I don't like when people play with me. I mean, I think I'm very sweet, very kind, very humble. And, you know, I've helped I've always said this. When it comes to MCs, we have launched and helped a lot of careers. Ballroom careers.
Absolutely.
And sometimes a lot of people don't know that the ballroom careers also spills into it. You become so fab and ballroom that it spills over into other platforms. And so I say that to say, yes, I am working on not saying certain stuff or not putting people on blast or reading people because stuff like that, a lot of people are looking at me. A lot of people want to work with me. So a lot of times when these companies or just like people that want to work with you, they check your social media out first.
That's where they're going first.
Yes. And when I had gotten to like a reading situation with someone, I almost like lost a gig, something really, really big and huge. And I almost lost it because I had to read somebody. You know what I mean? And I had to tell myself, I got to stop doing that. But I just like, bitches really be trying that.
They do. It's important to remember who you are though and why they want to try it. You got to be very like mindful of that. But I know you got it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's very entertaining though. And you also have a show now, Snookie and Friends. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe.
Listen,
do it on there.
Listen,
slide it in. You know what I'm talking about? Like slide it in because the girls.
Okay, for crossover promotion.
Oh, and to you, I'm so proud of you because I do know what this takes, and I like today. It's frustrating. People can't, it's just like, bitch, we have to pay for this. These lights, we got to keep them on. And we have to pay for the studio, the camera, the editing, all these things. So I'm so proud of you because you do so much.
Thank you.
And this is such a success.
Shout out to Snook.
I love you, Snookie.
Congratulations.
Check out my podcast. It's called Snookie and Friends. But if you go on YouTube and type in Snookie Lenore, SNOOKIELANORE, and then if you go to any podcast platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, you type in Snookie and the and sign Friends, and it pops up. So if you're like more of a visual person, you got the YouTube. If you're more of like the audio, you have them so you can listen to at work, in the car.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. I watched it, and I'm definitely subscribed.
Thank you.
So you can go in there where you do the Smash or Pass. But I do know that you have a thing for Vogue Femmes.
Yes.
So have you dated some Vogue Femmes in the past?
Yes. It's so funny. All of my ex-boyfriends are actually all Vogue Femmes.
Why?
I don't know. I just live for a Vogue Femme. I mean, I'm not to say I'm not open to like twisters or masculine guys. Some Vogue Femmes are masculine, but something about them Vogue Femmes is just so, I don't know.
What they do? Like,
they just
I'm trying
get
to
me
hear you
up.
out. What is
I know
it?
a lot of people hear me out. A lot of people also like that we live like the skirts, like the effects. It just turn us on.
You into the king?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's
I
dope.
see that for you.
You know, like I like a mixture of like,
Okay.
like a feminine boy, but then he could be masculine sometimes, or he's just regular. Like when he's home, he's regular.
It's the skirt for me.
Yeah.
Now you've come up
a
with
mini
so
skirt.
many, a mini one. Like, no, listen. You come up with so many. You're a host. You're a commentator, so of course. But I'm wearing your shirt right now.
Yes.
Because life is tricky.
Life is definitely tricky.
I found out life was tricky when I moved here.
Yo, and you know what's so funny? The Life is Tricky story.
Tell me about it.
Life is Tricky is actually a Chicago thing.
Really?
Right, and I didn't know that. I just started saying Life is Tricky after like every post, and because like right now, Hear Me Out is like a thing on social media now.
Really
like I'm like, Hear Me Out.
Wait, you got a group?
Yes, I Hear Me Out
going in the group? What's in the
So
group?
like the Hear Me Out group is just like we just be chatting, like, you know, just like we just be vibing, just like chatting, like just hear me out, just about just anything you want to talk about. Like, you just hear me out for a second. Sometimes people just gotta hear you out and make you like, I'm listening.
It may change your mind.
Yeah, you know, you like some people might be like, I'm listening. What's up?
Okay.
You know, you just talk your shit.
So I want to know. Well, hear me. I want to know something. You have to balance, because one thing that I don't know if everyone knows that Snookie balances all of these gigs and also a regular 9-to-5 job and also whatever you're dealing with personally. I remember seeing you in the airport and I'm going to a gig. You walking past. When I say bitches in their headphones, it wasn't giving none of that chit chat. I don't want to talk. I'm moving.
We
I'm
both
busy.
catch a flight. We both like, I love it. We so happy.
Yeah, because it's we, you know.
Yeah.
So I want to know for me and also for you, because I'll be wondering, what do you do for self-care? How do you balance this all?
My self-care is really sleeping. My self-care is really like sleeping. It's sleeping. It's like chilling at home because I work so much, right? The fact that I work so much and I travel so much that my off days would be me sleeping.
Okay.
And catching up on sleep and just relaxing and being lazy and not doing nothing because I'm always doing something.
Is that hard?
No.
Okay.
You know, like this weekend, I was off this weekend, so I did nothing but just like I went to a few clubs and stuff, but I was really home. You know, I was really home. And like tonight I have OTA.
Tonight is OTA.
So I do OTA and then, you know, I work my regular job in the middle of the week. And then this weekend kicks off like a slew of Pride. I'm like booked like for 15 different things in the month of June. So I'll be emceeing more than 15 times for the month of June. Pride is always busy. It's the most coined.
You love it.
It's the most coined for me, and also World AIDS Day in December is also a booking spree for me too.
Ooh.
Everybody's throwing a red ball. AIDS, you know, awareness ball, like in December.
And they want the top bitch.
So it's all, yeah, of course.
So you are the top bitch.
You know.
Okay. I just wanted to, you know, we talking. So how do you do, because a lot of people be upset, because I look. I'm a looker. And the girls are sometimes upset when it comes to LSSs and who you call out and how you do that. How do you decide who you're gonna call out at a ball?
Well, I don't really decide. Sometimes I mean, some people might read for this. But some people say that if somebody actually, you know what's so funny? I don't remember what loser or what weirdo said this to me. But they told me you have to write names down in your phone. Like you have to look at names and do an LSS. Like they were trying to read me for doing that, right? And I wish I knew who was that said that so I could blast them right now. Because I couldn't believe that they said that to me, that like you do LSS off of a phone, like you read off of it. I'm like, okay, girl, I do that bitch so I could go straight through it. I don't got time to be looking.
Well, who's all here?
And remember, you know, that's what I'm saying. Each ball is different. Sometimes I would walk around and I would see who in the building and it's automatically trapped in my head. Or I'll just come straight into a ball and grab the mic and commentate and then see people as I go. Or sometimes I choose to write them in the phone so I could just have it and go straight through LSS because I hate LSS.
Do you?
Yes.
Have people tried to pay you?
Of course.
And what do you say to that?
Well.
We on a thing.